All right.
It is. It absolutely
Ready,
is.
go. Hello, welcome to FullCircle Florals. I'm Erin Henderson.
I'm Eric Henderson.
And we're here to document this adventure with you. We have this 4 acres that you see behind us and all around us that is going to transform in the... I mean...
Following years.
It's going to transform
as soon as
into
possible.
something.
Groundhog Day was yesterday. Groundhog Puxatawny Phil, from what I saw, did not see his shadow, which means we will have an early spring. So if that is true, then we're hoping by mid-March to early April to be planting in this area. We're just moving from subscription only flower, so we still have our plot that's for our subscription bouquets that we deliver here locally, but this is going to be open to the public. This will be a U-pick. The vision really is creating a space for people to come and enjoy, and you can see this, it's gorgeous out here. We've been enjoying it for a long time, so hopefully what we can do is create a space that people can come, pick flowers, kind of connect with the land here, enjoy some time, maybe have gatherings and events that are personal to them, where they can just be in this space. So right now, as it is prune trees, and it is getting trimmed up right this minute. Well, not right this minute.
Trimmed up.
Over the last month, we've been trimming and cleaning. Some of the trees are definitely done. So those are going, but we're going to leave a lot that we can, just to give it some kind of a little more intimate feel to when you're picking. There's not going to be so much just empty rows that go on forever. It'll create more of a garden space.
Well, I think it's kind of cool to leave some of them if we can also, because then it kind of shows that transition of what was and what is and what will be.
Yeah, for sure. Because it was monocropped with these prune trees or plum trees in this area. You might get into an argument with a farmer over it. No names. I'm not naming any names of people who might have done that in the past. But anyway, that's what they were. Really, our focus now is just to let the ones that are still healthy live out the rest of their happy lives, while creating a little bit of transient shade for the flowers that are going to be underneath it. Mostly, we're going to do stuff that's going to happily grow here.
And replenish the soil, right?
Replenish the soil. That's our biggest part of what we're doing here, is trying to help it go from being a monoculture orchard that was treated pretty conventionally into something where we're really going to concentrate on regenerating the soil, helping add organic matter, and just make it healthier for the future. So yeah, sunflowers are going to be definitely in that mark. Everybody loves them. They're beautiful and they're great for the soil later on. So whatever is grown here, we'll go back to that and then go back in that closed loop. We're going to try to just mostly do mulch. So leave the grass as a living mulch and add some clover, because those are pretty and so good for nitrogen fixing. And then add our mulch in the aisles. What'd you say?
He said they're also good for luck.
They are good for luck. Thank you, cameraman.
Of course, no problem.
So what else we got here?
I'm just really looking forward to the opportunity to share what we have with others.
Me too.
I just think it's really cool.
It's
and
really
to
pretty here.
do something new and unique that's never been done here. Really looking forward to that.
And I mean, maybe tell us a little bit about that, because the tradition of this space it's in your family for a long time back. So tell us a little bit about, well, let's talk about the history, and then we'll develop why we became FullCircle Florals. So what's the history here?
Once upon a time, there was a man who took a girl out on a date in her wagon, and when he tried to kiss her, she kicked him off of the wagon and took his wagon home with her because he tried to get her pregnant, I think, by kissing her.
God,
is that what it was? And
back then?
yeah,
Sure.
This was back in the late 1800s, I think. And this couple ended up getting happily married, and as a gift they were gifted a chicken coop that they developed into a house, and they bought this 60 acres of property, which was formerly owned by Stanford, I think.
No,
Actually, it was before Stanford.
Before that, a guy named Greiner, I think, owned it for 10 years. And then before that, it was owned by Peter Lassen. It was one of his original land grants.
There it was. Stanford was way after. So my great-grandparents, I think, or great-great-grandparents ended up purchasing this property, building on a chicken coop and turning it into a home.
So
and,
what was
we've been here since, and what it was
majority?
initially was cattle.
Cattle.
We used
But
it
what
for
was
cattle.
this spot specifically?
This was actually, I found out recently, was my great-grandfather's garden.
Yes.
He used to plant his garden up here on the high side of the property, so that's pretty exciting that we're going to do something new with this. I mean, my entire life up until we put in the orchard, this has always been pasture grass and cattle, and you know, I have lots of memories, but it's time for something new, you know.
Zinnias and snapdragons and sunflowers. Oh my!
Yeah, you don't have to vaccinate zinnias and snapdragons.
You know,
so
they're a
I'm
little
excited
less,
about that.
Yeah, they take different work. But yeah, so that's how when I originally moved out here, which was now 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That,
It is 19 years. This year's the 19 years. So when I moved out here 19 years ago and started learning the stories, of course, as an anthropologist, I was fascinated, and a historian. I love all that. But the thing that I saw is, you know, you're living in a town named Vina. And when you look around, you can't see a ton other than blackberry vines from here, but there's grapevines all over.
Yeah, wild grapes all over.
It's named after the wild grapes. And so for
technically
me,
Vina, right?
Yeah, Vina. So for me,
Vina.
I just thought it was so interesting, that concept of like, we need to plant grapevines on this and have a vineyard because, you know, vineyard. So in my mind, that was full circle to me. And that's how it started. Years ago, I started my FullCircle Organic Gardening Facebook page and just posted things that came up here at the ranch and fun things that we got up to, and flowers and pretties. And then it's expanded into a couple of years ago when we started FullCircle Florals. We decided to go ahead and go with that for the name because it still made sense. I'm still growing those here, and just with that idea towards the future. So kind of our long-term plan was to look at what to do with this over the long term once the prunes are on this 40 acres. So here we are. It's come full circle. Now we have this plot becoming garden again. Even though it's going to be mostly flowers, we are hoping to maybe do a little pumpkin patch, and
Still a
who
garden.
knows, maybe we'll do vegetables too. It's hard to know. Right now it's just kind of like a let's get it in, let's get it going, and see what happens with that. So full circle.
Well, here goes nothing.
Here goes nothing. So welcome to our adventure. We'll talk a little bit about all the things that it takes to be a flower farmer. So if you're interested in that and that's your dream, or you know, you're already doing it and you want to know what the noobs are doing, this is what we're going to do. It's hopefully going to be an important part of my adventure. I got accepted with the Master Gardeners of Butte County and started training with them a few weeks back. So I am learning a ton of information and resources for them and for ourselves, and I'm hoping to continue to interact with them and keep learning and growing as this year goes on. Is going to be big learning and growing year. So we're super stoked. We're glad you're here, and enjoy.
I just realized we never mentioned where here is.
Here's Vina, California.
You did mention where
We
it is,
did mention
We
it,
mentioned
but only
Vina, but
colloquial.
yeah,
So
like Northern
Vina,
California.
Northern California. So we are in Tehama County, just north of Butte County. So really just kind of over the line. This particular area is along a small riparian zone. And then it's actually between two riparian zones. This one here that runs kind of through our property, and then the next one over is Deer Creek. So that's a big one. If you drive 999, you'll see the Deer Creek. You cross over Deer Creek there. So typically when people hear, oh, Vina, if you're in the area and you are in ag in any way, they'll say, oh,
The Vina Loam.
Vina Loam. It's a famous dirt that we have. It's particularly rich. It's really delicious. This has a smidge of it. There is a smidge out here. It's just really lacks organic matter. So that's our plan, is to just amp that organic matter in this area with all the different ways that we have at our thing, while also doing it on a shoestring budget. So shoestring budgeting is the tagline you're looking for. This is it. The seeds that I've started, the vast majority I've done winter sowing in jugs. I am probably going to cheat a little later on and do some plugs, just simply because there's some things I can't get started. So I'm not going to be proud about that. I'm going to go ahead and order plugs for those. And we're going to just plant whatever we can as long as we can throughout the season. It'll be a lot of progression planting. But watch us grow. We're about to do it.
Yeah, right.
It's exciting.
Trial by fire.
Yay! See you soon.